I'll tell you about a loophole in just a minute.
Can you go more than 10, 50 cents?
Oh yeah, I
He put a half hour.
30-minute video yesterday.
Apparently anyone can arbitrarily say they're a YouTube director.
Yeah, actually I can show you how to do it. It's so cool.
I'm a YouTube director.
It's a big part of our presentation.
You should do your final project on it.
Okay,
cool.
well let's, you know what,
While we're asking
Questions, comments, concerns?
yeah, let's take a few questions.
Questions?
Well, I was just going to comment on the last thing where it says, like, once corporations put their stuff on YouTube, then they lose control. Like, I'm just wondering, because, like, at least two of the examples you were talking about, the the Mac versus PC and the MasterCard are actually TV commercials. So they're not really, like, put on YouTube. And so it seems like what you're more saying is that once commercials are released in any form, with digital, like, television recording in this case, I don't think that the corporations necessarily have to be putting their stuff on YouTube for users to like take them and interpret them for themselves. I don't know.
The Mac versus PC, they actually, the ones were shown happen to be some of the more popular television ones,
Yeah.
but I was able to access a lot of them because on YouTube they put up these like every PC Mac ad in one, like long video clips, you can watch them all. Or also Will Ferrell did some Mac versus PC ads that weren't aired on television, but were aired on YouTube specifically. So,
And the corporations can get them pulled off, like if they did not want it there.
It was for the corporation, because it had an affiliation with Apple, it just put on YouTube. So they actually did go into the realm of YouTube. Just a lot of the examples were ones that were originally television, then moved to YouTube to see how that morphed. Yeah.
I'm just thinking that if you're, even if you're parroting the ad, even if you're unmaking the logic of the ad, you're still speaking to the language of the ad, which ultimately refers back to the corporation and the object being sold. I mean, I'm not certain that users ever take control entirely, because the language.
Yeah, it's still essentially an advertisement. For them.
Yeah, I mean, it's always referring back to MasterCard. So MasterCard's always the organizing principle. Whether, you talk about a blowjob or not, I'm gonna make fun of them. I mean, I think the other thing that I would really want you all to think about is that a significant amount of postmodern theory sort of marks postmodernism as occurring once we can't think outside of the logic of capitalism, right?
Sure.
Okay, that's sort of one of the basic underlying principles of postmodern theory. So that we think we're thinking, we are thinking, but corporations and advertisements and products and our desire for them organizes the very structure of our imagination and the structure of our language, how we live in the world. I feel like that's what's been expressed to.
I'd like to respond to
perfect.
One thing you said about that corporations ultimately do have control because they're talking in their voice. They don't have control over is the message. The message is lost. We use their style, but I could use their style, much like the Mac versus PC ads. They're originally Mac ads to say why Mac's better than PC, and users take that style and turn it around against Mac. So maybe it's still referring back to, oh, that's a Mac advertisement, or that was originally a Mac advertisement, but that message in Mac advertisement is Mac is no good.
At the end of the day, you're still sort of coming into your sense of yourself as a human through a product. I mean, that's what all the like Game Boy ones were about to me. It's sort of like, I know I'm real. I know I'm valuable. I know I exist. I know I'm myself because I don't like Game Boys. Right? As opposed to, I know I'm real. I know I'm myself because I like to hike or, whatever. I enjoy spaghetti.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think we were trying to combat like consumerism in our project at all. But yeah, that's definitely true and exhibited by the fact that almost all the things that we showed that subvert the ads just really come down the side of like a competitor. And it's like instead of saying whatever, like the closest set is like Linux, but still the people are choosing their operating system.
I would like you all to think about how that very logic, the logic of speaking through and to corporations, like you will be set free in the new media landscape by speaking through and to corporations is also the logic of YouTube. The exact same structure. You can have a voice, but you have to speak through and to Google and whoever else is advertising on the page. So I want you all, you all in that group, but you all in the class to sort of begin to think about, we've been sort of holding this idea for the whole semester. What limits does that put on our humanity and, or not? Any other question? One more before this guys go? Come on, peanut gallery.
Cool.
All right,
Sir?